welcome back to my channel. I'm doing another short tutorial on a different way of doing an interior zipper pocket. This is my new favorite way of doing them with a fancy vinyl zipper facing. So I thought I'd do a quick tutorial to show you how I do that. So I'm actually doing this with the Shira bag right now. You can do this with any bag. What you want to do is take your zipper facing and on the back, put 2 pieces of double-sided tape. Find your center on your lining panel. I'm putting this one 2 3/4 of an inch down from the top. Take off your tape of just one side, like so. And because I know this is 8 inches long and the 4 is in the center, I can just use my ruler to place this on. So stick that double-sided tape up against the ruler like, whoops, like that, and press it down. So it's going to be nice and center. Now, the best way of doing this is it'll fall once we take that tape off. If we just let it go, it's going to fall naturally to where we need this to be. So we're going to take the tape off and just let it drop and then flatten it down. So it looks like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and top stitch along this top outside raw edge all the way around, not the center one, just the top one all the way around, and then I will show you the next step. Okay, so I've done that. I have top stitched all the way around the outside edge. Now what we're going to do is I just take my rotary cutter, make sure you don't cut the vinyl part, but just cut into the center part like so. So you have your hole here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your scissors and we are going to cut up behind this. So you may have to pull it a little bit to get some of that tape to stop sticking. Find an area and just cut it up, flip it over. You can see here, we are just going to cut it away. Without going over the stitches, of course, like so. Again, you may have to pull it up from the tape to unstick it to get in where you want to go, but you want to go up about 1/4 of an inch or so from that zipper facing without cutting that zipper facing. So you're kind of getting up and underneath it like that. This is a nice way because you don't actually have to press anything, and you always end up having really nice corners that aren't affected by stitching with the other way of doing the zipper pocket. And it just really adds that nice decorative touch to your bag. Even though it is the lining, you could do this on the exterior as well, if you had an exterior zipper pocket. Again, make sure you're not cutting that vinyl facing. You're cutting underneath it. And sometimes that tape gets in the way. And it looks like it's a hack job, but you know what? You're not going to see this. It's going to be under the zipper tape, so it's okay. It doesn't have to be neat and pretty at all. There you go. As you can see, it's not super pretty, but that's okay. And then take some more double-sided tape and put it, this will be for future step, put it along about 1/8 of an inch away from that raw edge of that zipper facing. Like so. Okay, now you can put that aside for a moment, and you want to grab your zipper, and your pocket piece, your pocket lining piece. So I use zipper by the yard. So I did my zipper just about 1.5 inches longer than it needs to be, so I can pull the pull out of the way at this step. And I just put some stitches on the end just to make sure my pull doesn't fall off. Okay, so what we want to do is take, I said the pattern, or you can have this in 2 pieces as well. I like to start this way. I think it's just easier to cut. So with right side facing up, you want to take some double-sided tape, put it along the top, like so. Take the paper off of the tape, come on. Okay, then you're going to take your zipper pull. I'm going to pull my pull all the way to the end because I want it to hang off, so it'll just make it easier for sewing with it out of the way. And so you have them, the zipper right side up on the lining piece, which is also right side up. So you want to stick this to that tape like so. And that's just interfacing I have hanging off, so I'll just trim that up. Okay, and then you're going to go and baste this on with 1/8 inch seam allowance. All right, so that is done. You can see it because I'm actually using a very contrasting thread. So now what we want to do is we want to flip it over like this and then put some double-sided tape along the other short end of the pocket. Like this. Again, I have some overhang of interfacing, so I'm just cutting that away. Okay. So take that tape off. Oops. And then you're going to bring the other raw edge of the zipper tape up and match it along that edge, as well as matching our sides to make sure that they are even. So you're putting it along like that. If you don't want to use double-sided tape, you can use clips as well, or pins, whichever you prefer. So it's like that. And I'm going to go and I'm going to baste this to this with 1/8 inch seam allowance as well. Okay, so that is done. So the next thing I do before I do my next step is I kind of place this where the zipper is going to be and see how long this is going to be. It's obviously, I cut it way too long. So I'm actually going to take off about that much off the bottom to make an open end on the bottom. So I think that was about 2 inches. I'm going to go 2 1/4 inches. Like so. So then now we can open this up like this. I'm going to take this to my iron quickly and just press the seam open right now. Be right back. Okay, as my area gets more and more cluttered here. Now what we're going to do next is I like my zipper pull to close to the left, so I want to make sure I have it so it's on the correct side. I'm going to take my double-sided tape off of the back of my lining panel here. Fighting with my double-sided tape. There we go. And then I'm going to line that up, making sure my zipper is nice and center. so. And you also want to make sure that your pull is now inside, like that. So adjust, and when you have it where you think it's going to look good, so you have one lining panel going this way and the other one going the opposite way. Like that. And then you're going to go along this inner, and you're going to do a top stitch all the way around to secure that zipper tape to the lining panel. Okay, so that top stitching is done all the way around that center panel. And you can see if we were to fold these away, where we cut away the lining, you can't even see it. Okay, so now what the next step is to flip it over, bring this side down, and this is going to be longer, mainly because this piece went up higher. So you're going to trim them up to make them even. And then because I like to turn, be able to pull my lining when it comes to turning the bag, the bottom up through the pocket, I'm going to leave the pocket open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this up about an inch. And clip it. And then trim your zipper tape up to match the pocket. And then clip these sides evenly up together. And then take this to the machine, and you're going to fold the lining panel out of the way, and you're going to sew up these sides to close up the pocket. But you're not sewing along this bottom edge, and I'll show you why in a moment. So go ahead, fold it up this way, do this side, fold it up this way, and do this side. All right, so we're all sewed up the sides there, so you can take the clip off of here. And this is the hole that we're going to turn the bag through. If you're doing a bag where you're not turning it through the pocket, you can definitely sew this and seal it shut. But most of my bags, I turn through the pocket. So because we sewed this fold over, now what we can do is we can kind of flip it out, inside out like this, press those edges, and then we have an already nice seam to sew up at the end when we close up that opening in the bag. So that's really cool. And there we go. We have a fully functioning zipper pocket. So yeah, this is an alternative way of doing an interior zipper pocket, and I just love it. I hope this was helpful. Thanks everybody. Bye.